living in California is impossible. Especially when you have to do something like DoorDash to keep the lights on. Which is why I moved to within walking distance of this place.
Playing on your mind, tumbleweed, ghost town cowboy, won't be your boy.
Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to talk about why I'll never leave California and why I find it valuable to potentially pay more to live in a place that you actually enjoy. So I grew up in California. I grew up in the suburbs of LA, a lot of trees, a lot of hiking, a lot of dirt. We were about a 30 to 40 minute drive from the ocean, so I didn't go to the water as much as I wanted to. When I was in my 20s, I moved to LA to chase the music industry.
Think I like this? You fucking think I like this? You think this is fun for me?
I found myself in this concrete jungle that I didn't align with. I didn't see the future for myself that I wanted in that lifestyle. It took me a while to realize that that wasn't for me. I ended up moving here to the beach, and now I'm about 2 hours from LA. I've met with an insane rejuvenation for how I fit with my environment that I live in and how I see my future. So I'm about a 4-minute walk from the beach, and I get to surf pretty much whenever I want. And yeah, I pay more in rent. I pay like $800 more a month than I would if I was in LA. Being in a place where I'm creatively stimulated has done wonders for my art and for my soul and for my mindset and for my body. And then that road that I used to see has now completely revealed itself to me. So for context, it is the dead of winter, right? It's like February 12th right now. And it's supposed to be cold. And if I was in any other state in the country right now, there'd be snow on my head. And as you can see, there's a sunshine that is out, and he's alive and well. Being able to have access to this without the stresses of driving and the dangers of getting in a giant metal box that weighs 5,000 pounds, potentially getting hit by someone else, is something that I don't enjoy doing it, and I have to do it for work, so I try to avoid it if I can. We're gonna be dashing today and probably every day for the next 2 weeks. I did not manage my time very wisely in January. I was starting this YouTube channel and putting a lot of time into that, so now I'm in a hole. A lot of things you'll see in the news will have you believe that California is a hellscape and there's homeless people everywhere and there's all these problems. I've never been hurt or scared of homeless people. It's always kind of just like they're there. They're not really worried about me. They know I don't have fentanyl. It seems like the homeless people in this town are a lot more chill than some of the ones in LA. There's like a different vibe with beach town homeless. There's showers by the beach, and there's a lot more nature and places for them to go. I'm not saying that there's anything good about it. It's freaking horrible. But if you mind your business, you know, you're probably gonna be fine. My whole plan with this channel and with my future is I'm looking at the super long game, right? I'm 30 years old. The older generations are going to be moving on from this world pretty soon, and it's going to be my generation's time to do something about the state of our world and see if we can, you know, make it better or at least just keep the lights on. I do music, bro. I'm not trying to be a politician. I have nothing to gain from any of this. My only angle is that I would like this world to be better for my unborn children than it is for me now. We're seeing with this Epstein shit. The people in government right now today, our elected officials, are saying, if we release the whole truth, the whole system will collapse. Like, good. If that's the truth right now, that it can't exist with the truth being out, then it's gonna be on us to rebuild it, because there's a lot of like 70, 80-year-olds who don't have any rebuilding in their future. Most millennials I meet some of us are a little more tired than others, but I think we have the right ideas, and I think we know something that previous generations didn't know about different cultures, about getting along, about perspective. We grew up with the internet, so we have a lot more knowledge on how other people think in the world. So I think we have a good shot to like actually do something with that over the next 30, 40 years, and I'm excited to throw my hat into the ring however I can. But today, we're door dashing, so that's what matters today. Let me not get ahead of myself.
So it was a Monday, it happened to be President's Day, and it was also raining, which is usually good for money, although not good for walking over wet grass and puddles, but we made the best of it. I ended up making about $187 in like 9 hours or 8 hours.
Super tired today. It's been such a long day, dashing in the rain, hoping it clears up tomorrow so I can go for a little surf. And then I'm gonna explain some lyrics of a song that I just posted. So good night. So I just dropped a song this week. It's called Tumbleweed Ghost Town Cowboy.
Maybe you'll rely on your time in the sun, doing nothing, trying to capitalize.
This song is low-key just an entire diss track against the boomers. I try to disguise it by saying something cool like Tumbleweed Ghost Town Cowboy. This generation of boomers made it their whole entire mission to just suck the earth dry, just capitalize on the fact that, I mean, at least in America, these guys benefited from the greatest post-war economy boom of all time. After World War II, the United States was like a new empire, right? This entire generation just really profited from that. You know, they make a point to say that us millennials. Here's the thing. If you're a small-minded individual who doesn't study history, you just assume that the way that your life was is the way that everybody's life was. Oh, you guys are lazy, you know. I had a house and a wife by the time I was 24. Like, what the hell were you doing? Not taking into account at all the differences in economics, the differences in tuition costs for colleges, housing costs, food costs, inflation in general. They don't want to hear it. And it's to protect a worldview. You know, you tell yourself your whole life that you worked so hard to get where you are. Like, you don't want to hear someone tell you that you had it easy.
20 whole ass years in the same chair.
I have a real problem with some of the older people that I've come across in my life, you know, trying to tell me that I'm lazy at any point and then watching them get older and just sit in a chair. I think it's comical, especially as someone who knows damn well that no matter what happens to me, no matter if I get injured, no matter if I break my back, lose my arms, whatever, like I will find a way to be creatively productive until the day I die. That's just who I am. And yeah, like I spent a lot of time on the internet when I was a kid, but like I was studying, dude. I was not just fucking off. I was playing games sometimes, but I was proper studying. I read like half the articles on Wikipedia when I was 13. And then I watched these old guys play gem games on their phone. I don't even know what Candy Crush or whatever. Like, I'm like, dude, come on. At least my games were like semi-historical. Playing RuneScape is semi-historical. Like, we're talking about King Arthur and shit. Like, at least there's some type of stimulus in there instead of just like
Kinda catching up. We fulfill your demands.
copying the framework that your elders lay out for you, which I think historically, you know, before technology went as crazy as it did in the last like 200 years, that was probably a good idea to like follow your elders' advice, chart your life in the same way that they did. But generation over generation, we've had so much technological progression. My generation, growing up with the internet, having so many different cultures, ideas on tap, we're doing a disservice to ourselves by following the same path that our parents and grandparents charted for us. And our parents typically follow the path that their parents let out for them. Our grandparents were typically more involved as grandparents, and our parents are still trying to find a way to retire right now as their kids are having kids. And they don't have time like our grandparents did to be there for all these sporting events. And like, they're still trying to figure their shit out in the midst of these divorces that like our grandparents maybe didn't have. And all this other chaos. At least me specifically, like I'm sitting back waiting. I'm 30 now. Like I'm not going to jump into having kids and all this stuff right now because like I don't know how this is going to play out. And I need to make sure that I get a better foundation for myself before I make some serious long-term life decisions.
Waiting for a sign. 'Cause my day in the life has been ruined. Playing on your mind. Tumbleweed ghost town cowboy. Won't be your boy. One day you'll lie on your time in the sun, doing nothing. Trying to capitalize on a whole life where you held your hand out, caught with your pants down, waiting for your heart attack. Whole ass years in the same chair, sitting on your ass, looking back.
So I'm editing this video right now and I'm getting really annoyed because I feel like I drifted off of the topic. I was talking about California and then I started explaining the song and talking about boomers and this whole thing. And I just wanted to say, if you are here right now, still watching, I really appreciate that. If you want to support me further than just being here, I would love it if you could subscribe and like and comment. That would mean a lot to me. I'm getting frustrated to the point where like I want to delete this video, but I'm gonna post it. It's a part of my journey. It's a part of me learning how to do this better. Going forward, I'm going to start using my songs as the guiding light. You know, there's been a lot of stuff in my head about being a YouTuber and coming up with topics and figuring out a way to put the surfing and the guitar and everything together, which is why in this thumbnail there's a guitar and a surfboard. I want to filter out my audience. I want to make sure that people are interested in both things. All of the things that I want to talk about, I put into the music, because that's how I truly feel. Maybe this should have had a different title. I'm finding that making videos is a lot more painstaking than making music. You have to string together clips from all these different areas and sources. Editing it is a lot harder. Storage is a lot harder. There's a lot that goes into this. So I'm just learning. And to find a way to tie this all back together, because I went from California to boomers, you know what? Even though the boomers destroyed this economy and made it so living in somewhere like California is really hard, if you love this place and you want to be somewhere you love, do it. We'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Give us 30 years. We're going to make this all better. Okay?